Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Winds of Change. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, it's on Steam. Anyways, on the last Let's Play, we came up to the castle gates. And more importantly, Sovi was excommunicator, because he lied to the triumvirate. Anyways, yeah, let's continue on. Okay, we're here. Oh, we're just going straight to the throne room? Okay. The throne room is crowded and full of people partying. Yeah. Normally, I would imagine it to be reserved for Drako alone. But right now, open to everybody, it's almost like a big ballroom. A man sits on the throne, watching the people, as if it entertains him. That must be Drako. I scan the room and notice Vivian in the corner. Since no one knows what he looks like, he must blend in perfectly. He must have snuck ahead of us while we were talking back at the gates. I guess all the pieces were in place, and the ball was about to get interesting. I wonder how many people were part of Vivian's insurrection. Wesley stands beside Drako, and I see them whisper to one another. A few moments later, Drako stands up, eyeing down me and my comrades. I didn't notice how tall and imposing he was until he stood up, almost a match for Ulrich.
Silence.
He doesn't look that big, though. His deep voice echoes throughout the entire throne room, and everyone stops talking. They turn to him, as if out of fear, and waits his next words, but I know what they will be. He knows who we are, and with Vivian here, it's likely that he's ready to make his next move. Make a move.
We have those who would disturb the peace among us. Guards, lock the doors. We have some business to take care of.
Claps his hand once, and a commanding gesture. Soon after, a group of people close the throne room doors. They carry no weapons, and are disguised as partygoers.
Now, how should we deal with those who disturb the peace? Watching them starve in the cells doesn't do much for me anymore.
Crowd starts shouting out a bunch of potential punishments. Drako laughs, clearly enjoying all the horrible ideas thrown his way.
I say we hear them out and treat them in kind. So tell us, why did you come here today?
Take a step forward in response, but then Drako looks the other way. Fixing the view at the corner of the room, I realize he wasn't talking to me.
Vivian.
Everybody looks towards the corner, and Vivian scoffs. Moving forward, he stands in the center of the room.
Drako.
You come here on my day of celebration to challenge me. It is an insult to both me and all of these proud Alorinthians. Looking deep into our core, you say we're not good enough.
I mean, isn't this the day to challenge?
We honor the traditions of the ancients, as we should. Without them, we wouldn't be here today. You want to tear us apart. You want to create a nation that's weak, just like the mainland.
No, you've got it all wrong. Lack of strength is not a weakness. The unity of the mainland, their shared ideals, that's true strength. You stand here, alone, victim to your incessant squabbling.
Vivian takes a few steps towards the throne, with intense passion. I can tell that it's something he'd really fight with his life for.
We yield to no one while they are docile slaves of the triumvirate. They crush the mainlanders under their heel, who ask no questions at all. Alorinthia is a free land. We make our own choices, and we hold the power.
Pro pushes me aside, and steps forward, standing beside Vivian. Ulrich reaches out to stop him, but he's not quick enough.
Then help us gain our freedom!
All eyes are diverted our way, and even Vivian seems surprised.
We've come here seeking an alliance. We're not all mindless slaves, you know?
An alliance? And what can you offer me? You look as if I could crush you with one hand.
You really kind of put our cards on the table, man.
I'm stronger than you think. We all are. We grew up alone on the streets of Mazeo. If we weren't strong, we'd be long dead by now.
You? On the streets of Mazeo? My apologies. That is quite respectable. You must be part of the Monarch's crew.
Monarchs?
Yes, and we've come to seek
fine.
your aid. You keep talking about how strong you are, and help us take down those who claim godhood.
Everyone wants his gnaw, and this turns into a standoff.
And what do I get in return?
Pro steps forward, confidence radiating from the way he moves.
I will be your champion, and offer some of our forces. Together we can crush Vivian's pathetic insurrection. Allow us this chance to prove our strength as worthy allies.
Is this the ploy where we turn on what's his name? He kneels down, offering his loyalty to Drako. What is he doing? He's playing right into Draco's hand. Well, actually, he is supposed to be a bit of a turncoat. I wonder if he's doing it for me. Wesley told us that Drako needed our army. He's only playing dumb. Drako steps down the stairs, leading to his throne. He stays far from Vivian and Pro, but they're now level.
What an unconventional turn of events. Vivian, you were seeking a challenge, yes?
Yes, at the break of dawn, I will allow you your final night of revelry.
And who will fight as your champion?
Ulrich.
He motions back towards Ulrich, who steps forward. Standing beside Vivian, his loyalty and stance is clear.
I see.
Draco's eyes pro up and down.
And what do they call you?
They call me Pro, Your Excellence. It would be my honor to fight with you in the Colosseum. I offer my life and the life of our forces to your cause.
I step forward, ready to object to these events, but Drako speaks first.
I accept your offer, Pro. Vivian isn't worth using my own men. But you lack the authority to make this pledge.
He looks straight at me, eyeing the blade on my back.
That decision lies with the Monarch. Help me defeat Vivian, and I will offer you my might. Go against me, and I cannot guarantee your survival.
When, he says the Monarch, I just, instead of thinking like a monarch, I think of the Monarch. But also, we're gonna get out of this. It's all happening so fast. But I know that's Draco's plan. He wants us to fight his battle for him. I don't even know if he's trustworthy. Pro, in his haste, put me in an almost impossible position to manage. If I sided with Vivian and Ulrich, they'd have to be fighting Pro and Drako. Drako would have our forces as backup, while Vivian would have his. This would be a fight to the death, so major losses seemed unavoidable. This battle would likely happen regardless of my support. So, not picking a side would only harm our cause in the long run. But choosing Pro over Ulrich, or vice versa, could hurt our bond. I close my eyes and clench my fists together. I need to stop thinking about this so personally. People would die either way. This is war. It's unavoidable. So the real question is, what kind of future do I want for Alarinthia? Do I want Drako to remain in power? and for things to remain unchanged? Or do I want Vivian to overthrow the nation and ally Alarinthia with the mainland? No, I needed to detach myself even further. No. No Pro, no Ulrich. No Drako, no Vivian. Just Alarinthia. That's all.
Monarch, what is your decree? Fight with me and prove yourself worthy of my help? Or fight with Vivian against thousands of years of tradition?
Consult my advisor first.
Well, our main goal is changing the world, right? We want a better future for everybody, not just us. It stands to reason that we should change Alarinthia. But Vivian can't offer as much power as Drako can, and for that matter, I don't want Pro or Ulrich to die. This is all so complicated, I'm not sure what to do. Our final attack will be harder if we use Vivian's forces. That is, if Vivian and Ulrich can take down Drako. He's never lost the Colosseum battle, remember? I guess it depends on what we want. An easier time during our assault on Balteus, or a changed Alarinthia at our forces' expense. There's no wrong choice here, Monarch. Take your time and do what your heart tells you. Our end goal and our purpose will remain the same.
Well, A, want to change things. B, I kind of have a thing for Ulrich. C, I feel like Pro might be playing sides here. I'm not sure. So my face seems to be turned in a way. Let me fix that. Please don't die, Pro. Also, hopefully our lesser forces of the pirates and our lesser forces of these guys will be able to fight against the enemy. Take a deep breath before announcing my choice. We'd help Vivian in exchange for the forces he could offer. He would defeat Drako and give his nation a new bright future. But that would mean fighting against Pro in the Colosseum. Pro, please keep out of it, I guess. He foolishly pledged his support. I had no idea how to react. I never expected insubordination and borderline betrayal from this.
Our lives were on the line. I had to make the right choice. I'd rather live with Drako than sacrifice myself for Vivian. Ulrich has the wrong idea. What he's doing is suicide.
Everyone starts to part ways, but the doors remain locked. People try to open them, but Drako quickly makes them stop.
None of you shall leave. I wouldn't want you running away.
He clamps his hand, and a bunch of servants approach him.
Private quarters will be arranged for those involved in the fight. Tomorrow morning, you will all be escorted to the Colosseum. For tonight, enjoy the ball. I think you'll find it quite exquisite.
True morale was risen by 5% somehow? After that, everyone goes back to enjoying the festivities. Is it because the party made people happy? Regardless of our allegiance, I'll gather up in the center of the room. I never expected this chain of events would be so complicated. And Drako handled it with such a calm manner too. It's almost as if he was confident in his ability to win. Certainty, confusion, and fright soon filled my mind. He played us. He provoked Pro into pledging his loyalty. At this point, it was already too late. Pro made up his mind. Unknowingly, we all became pawns in the fight for Alarinthian's future. Pro, I hope you're double playing, you know? Because he just needs to keep it up until the fight's over, right? Should probably roam around the ball hall into the ball until it's time to rest. I can feel out the situation and get feedback from my comrades. Also, my comrades are all saying Vivian, so you know. It would be the key to helping me sort out this ongoing mess in my mind. Boy. Any thoughts on what just went down?
I'm glad you sided with Ulrich and Vivian. It's important to change this nation for the better. I just wish Pro didn't have to open his big mouth. There's a very real chance that he'll die tomorrow. We've seen Ulrich fight. I think he'll win this battle. I just hope it's Drako that falls, not Pro. That sounds like a horrible thing to say, I know. But we've all grown so close since we met at Peregrino. I'm scared this clash of ideals will tear our bonds apart. I need to get my mind off that or I'll go crazy. If you need me, I'll be in the ballroom down the hall. I heard they have a live band, and I love music.
How about you? Hey.
I think you sided against me. In the future, I'll remember that. I thought we were friends, you know?
I mean, my lover and my friend went against two different things. Come on, dude.
When the fighting starts, I won't hold back. I just want to be on Draco's good side, you know? If he ends up winning, I still want to form an alliance.
I mean, would he keep with that even though, you know, I sided with Vivian? How does that work?
But if Vivian wins? Well, I don't know. That means either myself or Drako would be dead. I'm not going to think about that. Let's go check out the ball.
So you weren't playing to just get rid of his champion?
We believe you made the wrong choice, Monarch. Drako has yet to lose any fights in the Colosseum. This fight doesn't appear to be any different. The strength he could have offered was incredible too, but instead you decided to choose the weaker man. Ideals aside, choosing weakness makes no sense. Who cares about a changed Alarinthia if we lose the war? We could give Vivian what he wants, and then march to our deaths. Strength is what wins wars, not the desire for change, and not hope. We will be exploring the castle if you need us. The ballroom is our next stop, so we can meet there. In the meantime, enjoy this ball as much as you can.
Also, why do we... If we have this sword, and we're gathering forces and all that stuff, why do we need to assault immediately anyways?
Hey,
Hey.
I'm grateful for your support. I really am. I've always told you how much I want to change this place, and now I'm getting the chance. This almost feels like a dream.
Don't die.
I'm not a fan of what Pro did, though. I hate to say this, but I'm prepared to kill him.
Please don't.
If I see an opening, I have to take it, Monarch.
Can't you both go after
I
Drako?
think I need a few drinks after all of this. Truth be told, I'm still a little confused about everything, but I assume that confusion will wane when the battle starts. I'm going to go check out the rest of the castle. I'll see you around. Remember, party responsibly.
I wish I kept that in my repertoire. Party responsibly.
Hey, Drako?
What, you want to climb the thing?
Yes?
This is a really nice castle you've got here.
Thank you.
I was admiring it from the outside. I noticed it's built in a really interesting way. It's pretty bumpy. Lots of places for footholds.
Footholds?
Yeah, like places to rest your feet. I was actually going to ask you about that. Was it built that way intentionally? For climbing?
Every ruler adds to this castle in their own way. I've been in power for several decades by now. You're the only one who's ever noticed my addition.
You made it that way? Does that mean you like to climb too?
Yes, it does. That's how I start my day. There's no workout quite like it.
Huh.
Do you use some special equipment? I got some metallic claw-like things in Museo.
I have no use for such things. I prefer to go it alone, without safety. It makes you think about every little move. One accident and you fall to your death. You don't need those claws. Just climb smarter. A handicap takes away your sense of achievement.
I think I'll need them, actually. I'm planning to climb the Grand Tree in Valenorth. If you saw it, you'd understand the necessity.
The Grand Tree. Does it live up to its namesake?
Yeah, it does. It's probably the ultimate challenge. It overlooks the entire world, you know?
Interesting. Very interesting. Perhaps I should pay Valenorth a visit one day. I never thought the mainland could provide me with a challenge.
Oh, it can. Trust me. I've been climbing my entire life. Want to hear about more fun places?
I can spare some time, yeah.
He doesn't seem like such an arsehole, though.
Pro, what do you think you're doing? I had a plan, and now you've ruined everything.
Sorry, Ulrich. It just made sense. This is a fight to the death, right? Drako has never lost. I had to do it.
Should have consulted with the person that actually chooses the forces and makes the allegiances.
I had everything under control.
At least his thing is to, you know, make Alarinthia better. The thing he's been trying to go for thousands of years, or at least hoping for.
It's not your job to control everything. You need to get that through your thick skull.
You're going to regret this.
Regret? I can live with that. It's better than dying for nothing. Drako has killed stronger men than you. I don't think he's going to lose this battle. That's why I want to be on his good side.
So you're just going to suck up to him? Get out of my sight, Pro. You're pitiful.
Boy. Throne sure is impressive. Oh yeah, what is our time? Okay. It's always weird how every time I look at it, it's always 20 minutes. I wonder what it's like to sit on one. After the war, I'll probably find out. This rug. Sure is an impressive rug. I wonder what it'll be like to walk on it at some point. Yeah, I guess the ballroom. When I entered the ballroom, I noticed my comrades scattered about. Okay, this ballroom is completely different aesthetic than this sultan-y, Middle Eastern-y area kind of culture thing. So my comrades scattered about, all enjoying themselves and having the time of their lives. Drako spared no expense. This was fancier than anything I've ever seen. There's a live band playing music that's pleasant to hear. Couples sway about on the dance floor, while others feast on a buffet. An open bar attracts many patrons. There's something for everyone here. My comrades notice me, give me smiles, as they enjoy the party. As I'm about to step forward, somebody bumps into me from behind. It's clearly on purpose, to grab my attention, and I quickly turn around.
I hope you're prepared to fight, Monarch. You'll be among the soldiers during tomorrow's fight. Regardless of your allegiance, I'm excited to see your abilities.
Well, I've only fought Sovi, and I've had no actual formal training, so... I was trying to do a side smile, but it's kind of hard for Facework to do that. Yeah.
I would be honored to know that you gave it your all. Either way, I thought it would be best to come meet you here. You're a guest in my castle, not a prisoner as it may have seemed. It's just tradition for challenges. They're mostly issued at the castle. It ensures that the people involved in the fight can't back out. We take these battles very seriously, as you could tell.
I nod. That much was clear.
I hope we haven't issued any offense.
I'm gonna quick save and do that. Just to see his reaction, but if I know his type, he's just gonna be like, quite.
You're not the first to try to charm your way out of this. Backing out of a fight would be abandoning your honor. In Alarinthia, without honor, you have little else to show.
I thought as much. Anyways, for my actual choice.
I hope we haven't issued any offense.
Go ahead anyone want. We're still prisoners. It's what it is. Let's move on.
You accept your fate. That is admirable. I wish you best of luck in the future, Monarch. If you'll excuse me, I believe we have a party to enjoy.
He walks out into the ballroom and is quickly crowded by people. Greeting every single one, he assures they're all happy. He's very charismatic. Everyone painted him as a savage man. I notice Damick and Valessa standing off to the side. They don't seem overly interested in joining the party. I didn't get their input yet, so maybe I should approach them. I take a few steps forward as to not block the entrance to the ballroom. The music gets louder, and the reverberation fills the grand room. A sight and sound combine to make an utterly beautiful experience. I try my best to enjoy this before retiring to my private quarters. When I was ready to sleep, and then fight, that's where I'd go. Couldn't delay it forever, but I could occupy myself for a bit. You approach Valessa and watch her inspect the buffet table. Buffet? Looks like she's having a hard time deciding what to eat. It's all free though, so I'd have some of everything. I'm wondering if it's a thing where it's like maybe Vivian isn't the good guy and wow, what's his name isn't a good guy either. He's not a bad guy kind of thing. Just a harsh guy in a harsh environment.
Why do they need to put alcohol in everything? These pastries would be fine on their own, you know. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I want to get wasted. She fills a plate with a few random sweets. Here's that they're all alcoholic in nature. That sounds fancy, but they're all just doused.
The locals are sure eating this stuff up, though. Call me old-fashioned, but food and drink should stay separate. If this is a delicacy around here, then Alarenthia isn't really my place.
She smiles as she continues filling her plate.
But you gotta eat, right? This isn't the kind of place you want to go hungry. I never thought I'd miss some of the food back in Valinor. But enough about that. Are you having a good time, Monarch? Aside from the whole Colosseum business, of course.
It's much better now that I'm with you. Can't say prisoner.
Oh, stop it, Monarch. You're embarrassing me. There's far more interesting people here than me. Try mingling with the locals. I'll always be around.
Hopefully, don't die on me. She smiles softly while eating the pastries on her plate. It isn't much longer till they're all gone. She must have been starving. Don't blame her. The journey was taxing in every possible way.
Oh, I forgot to tell you. I talked to Alex a little more on the way here. You know, to learn a little bit more about our parents.
Oh yeah, the pirate.
Part of me was hoping to hear something positive. You know, like they were paragons of virtue or something. I thought maybe, just maybe, they were good people.
As she talks, the live band starts to play a bit louder. People flood the dance floor with their partners. Valessa watches all the couples with a wide smile. She places her empty plate on the table.
Sorry, the music kind of cut me off. Right. I was talking about our parents. I learned so much about them on the trip here.
Care to tell me over a dance?
Wait, what? Monarch, I don't know how to dance. I just end up embarrassing the both of us.
I shake my head and grab her hand. Slowly lead her into the dance floor. I take the initiative. Tell her that nobody here really knows how to dance. It's just fun.
Fun? Well, don't say I didn't warn you. I'll be teasing us about this for years to come. I can endure some teasing for you, though. You're worth it.
Aww. Also, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they're all probably kind of a little plastered. You know, alcoholic food, alcoholic drinks, alcoholic air. She blushes and slowly guide her hands to the right position. Aye. One of my hands rests on her back, holding her close to my body. The other grips her hand and holds it outward, her fingers intertwined. She sways side to side in time with the music, and she laughs, embarrassed. As if to hide her blushing face, she presses her head firmly against my body.
I guess this isn't so bad. So, you wanted to hear about our parents?
Sure. I nod, and we continue to dance. I really have no idea what I'm doing. Like everybody else, I notice they all display the same footwork. It's carefully calculated, so nobody bumps into each other as they dance. Mimic that, while I wait for Valessa to speak.
Just a quick warning, it's not the best atmosphere for this story. I mean, talking about pirates doesn't exactly fill one with joy, but I think it's important to know more about our families. Like I said, I was hoping to hear some good news. I always pictured our parents as these perfect, heroic people. But it turns out they really weren't. They were bad people, Monarch. I know pirates get involved in shady things, but they embraced it. Killing, stealing, smuggling, you name it. They were legends in Museo. They had a whole network operating for them while they were back home. That's how they managed to have a presence in both nations at once. I went to Museo every month or so to inspect their operations in person. Explains how they managed to raise us and balance their double lives.
We continue to dance, and I listen intently. Her grip on my hand becomes tighter. Her body moves closer. I can tell she's getting more relaxed, as confidence appears in her movements.
Maybe it's for the best that they passed on when they did. The village and Salus raised us. They gave us our sense of morals. I can't say I'd be too happy if I inherited the morals of our parents. They could have dragged us into the life of piracy as we grew up, too. That would be dangerous. We could have died years ago, you know? If you died, then right now, the world would have no hope at all. So, maybe the occupation was meant to happen. It's guided us to where we are now, shaped us into who we've become. If we let them shape us, then I have no idea where we'd be right now.
Fair enough.
It's so weird, since children usually aspire to be like their parents. But right now, I'm using them as a roadmap on what not to do.
Piracy.
All I can do is dedicate my life to being better people than them. Maybe that can undo some of the damage they've done. Because I know they tore families apart. They killed and robbed. Some would say that, in the end, being murdered was their justice. But I don't think death is a good form of justice.
I'm not smiling
Should
at
have
him.
gotten a chance to make up for their crimes.
Tense in my
With
face.
them gone, I feel like it's our job to do what they couldn't. So, that's something else I'm going to fight for. I'll make up for the damage our parents inflicted. I'll give the world peace, so no one has to feel pain.
Or at least less people.
We'll make a world that doesn't need people like our parents. A world that treats everyone with unconditional love and equality. No one will have to live in poverty or turn to a life of crime.
I mean, that seems to be very idealistic, but, working our way towards there would be quite nice.
Nobody deserves to be a victim of circumstance. To have their life determined by the world around them? No, it's not it at all. We shape the world, not the other way around.
She pulls her head back and looks into my eyes as we sway.
So let's shape it into something beautiful. A place where no one has to resort to being evil. I'm sure our parents were introduced to it somehow. It's not like they woke up one day just wanting to be pirates. Maybe it was their parents before them, or some close friends. I guess it doesn't matter, does it? We'll make the cycle end with us.
Yeah.
And we'll start a new cycle. One of peace, happiness, and prosperity. One where our children can live full, happy lives.
Smile at her, and dip her low as the music comes to an end. I hold the pose as long as I can, enjoying the sense of togetherness. Shortly after, I raise her back up, and we leave the dance floor among the crowd.
When we get back to Museo, I want to see their old hideout. And I'd really like it if you'd come with me, Monarch. It'll give me a sense of closure. And let me move on.
Also, speaking about our children, I'm pregnant. Ulrich's the father.
I never thought I'd learn more about our parents in this journey. And I'm even more surprised.
You tilt
that
my head
it's
down.
a truth I never expected. But if I could go back and never learn it, well, I wouldn't. It gives me the drive to become a better person, and it really makes me appreciate everything I have, including you, Monarch. I could never do this alone.
Grabs both my hands and looks deep into my eyes.
Thank you for asking me to dance, by the way. I guess Draku's Grand Ball is a good spot for a first date.
Wink.
But maybe next time, we can go somewhere with better food.
Not alcoholic food? She smiles and then runs off, doing her own thing. I'm sure almost everybody saw us dance. There's no hiding it. I'm glad that we did. I want to be with her, no matter the circumstances. Valessa's loyalty scene has been unlocked. It'll be available after completion of Act 4. Hopefully what's-his-name doesn't die. Pro. Heart to heart. Damick. I'll go over to Damick, as he's standing alone in the corner of the ballroom. He looks a bit awkward, like he knows he doesn't fit in, but I don't blame him. With the story he told me last time, I knew a crowded ballroom floor would frighten him.
Hey there, Monarch. I hope you're having a good time. I mean, given the circumstances, of course.
Yeah.
I can imagine it's hard to have fun when you know what's coming. Actually, forget I said that. I don't want to ruin your experience. I'm just airing my own grievances. Forgive my venting.
Yeah, it's fine. I tell him it's fine, and then stand beside him. Together, we watch the patrons dance in the center of the room. They look like they're having the time of their lives. Oh, we just stand here.
You know, I've been thinking. I faced death back in Museo, and I'll face it tomorrow. After that, I'll just go on to face it again when we attack Balteus.
Are you fighting too? In, the gladiator arena?
I could die tomorrow, or the next day, or the day after. So I keep asking myself, what should I do before I die? A lot comes to mind, but a few are very important to me. I want to go back to where it happened, Monarch. Back to the place where I spent the last moments with my mother. I've never been back there since I grabbed that pendant. I was scared. Just thinking about that place made it seem like it was happening all over again. I can't even imagine what would happen if I went back there for real, you know? It's easy to avoid since the town square is quite large, but I'm done avoiding things.
Yeah.
I could have died back in those tunnels, Monarch.
You kinda did.
Something like that really puts things into perspective. If I die, I want to make sure I've lived life to the fullest.
Yeah.
So that means there's a few things I'd like to do. Most importantly, I'd like to go back to where I lost my mother. I don't want that place to hold power over me. I want the power. You already know about some of my other fears too, but it'd be ill-mannered of me to request your help for those. So, about Museo, I'd just like a good friend to be by my side.
You mean to hold hands? I mean, I can hold hands and stuff. I can give you a hug. He blushes and shuffles in place. It's clear that he meant his fear of physical contact. I could help him with his Museo trip, but I stopped to think about the rest.
Can you say something, Monarch? I don't know if I can handle such an awkward silence.
I mean, we're not in a relationship thing. Let's just, we'll just say we're open to all his fears and stuff.
All of them? Then that means... You know what? I'll let you take the lead on that one. We're a long way from Museo after all. I can be patient.
He smiles, almost like the weight lifted off his shoulders, but the way he's blushing, it kind of looks like he's thinking of a different kind of touch. It'd be important for him to enter the final battle with a clear mind. When he got back to the mainland, there was no reason not to help him.
Well, that's pretty much all I had to say. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing, unless there's anything else you had to say before you go.
At some point when I do it myself, I'm going to heavily flirt with everyone. And, have a Either 5 or 7 some. I'm not sure if you can date the... You can do polyamory, and I think you can date this guy. Maybe date Pro if he survives. But, him, maybe. Not sure about how. Probably not. Thought you could maybe date Sovi, but I'm not sure. I mean, maybe he seems to be able to switch sides, but it seems quite a bit late to, have heart-to-hearts and start banging him. You know? Just saying. Yeah. Just friends.
Of course, it was nice to chat with you. Come see me when we get back to the mainland. Hopefully we'll have time for some final errands. I'd hate to go right from here to Balteus. We need a final reprieve before we end all of this. No regrets. Just in case we don't survive the war.
So kind of like Mass Effect 3? Or 2? He smiles. His grim thought, but a realistic one. But I guess also Mass Effect 3 now that I think about it. If we made it to Balteus, we might not make it back home. I need to be confident with everything I did up to that point. I leave his side and wander back into the center of the ballroom. The hours are slowly passing by. Couldn't delay tomorrow's battle forever. That thought weighs heavily on my mind as I contemplate what to do next. Ooh, forgot about the timer. I was gonna say, look over everybody's conversations. That'll be for later. And hey, maybe we can, bump up Glees with Ulrich tonight? I mean, granted, we don't have any more heart-to-hearts. So anyways, end of this Let's Play. So comment, guys, I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the rest of it grow. And apparently we got corruption, yep. And spay neuter animals. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix of Winds of Change. See ya.